Our next interview today is with Pam Smith, who is with the Head Start program, which is through Community Action.
Yes.
Central Kentucky Community Action.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you.
I just have to say before we get started, Pam, that I love that red hair, of course.
And I love yours.
And it goes so well with this background here at the new Washington County Library,
Yes.
which will be our next interview. So Gary is so kind as to let us have this interview here. And, well, the librarian, of course, but anyway, we're filming here. So, now, Pam, I have been wanting to get you on the show since, right before school started, Head Start.
Right.
So I know we haven't been able to do that, but I want to hear now all about Head Start.
Okay.
Now, and you can tell me officially what your title is. I'm not sure.
Yes, I am the Head Start Director.
Okay.
And we are in 6 counties.
Okay.
We're in Washington, Marion, LaRue, Nelson, Hardin, Meade. I think that's 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we serve 470 children. And we have 24 early Head Start that will be starting November 1st. Our funding money has finally moved over where we'll be providing 16 probably 0 to 2-year-olds in Lebanon for early Head Start, which is totally free to parents. And then in Meade County, we'll have 6 children that will start there, 6 babies. And again, it's totally free to parents. And so we're really excited to roll that out
Wow.
after November 1st.
Well, I didn't know anything about that. So now, of course, typically through the years, and of course, Head Start is a federal program, federal
Yes.
dollars.
Yes.
That comes from our United States government.
Yes.
Our
Yes.
taxes
Yes.
at work.
Congress makes our decisions.
And so Head Start's been around, I don't know how
Since
many years.
1965.
Yeah.
And it started as a poverty program for children, families that are in poverty. And it is the oldest preschool program. And actually, it was before the public schools started their preschool program, and they loved the Head Start model. So they modeled the preschool programs after the Head Start model.
Yeah.
And, you see your Toyota Born Learning Academies coming up in Washington County. There's one in Marion County. They're catching on that parent involvement is very important in working with the parents. And that's what we hang our hat on, is the parent involvement. And plus getting children ready for kindergarten,
Right.
for our Head Start kids.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see what our data will bring when we have them at birth, 0 to 4, and they can stay with us long enough that we can make changes, help them make changes in their lives.
So, again, typically it used to be from 3 to 5, was it? Until kids entered kindergarten.
Yes.
At the age of 5.
Yes.
And so not only did you have to qualify financially, you had to be below the poverty level, or you had to have a disability or a learning disability that required some extra help. Is that correct?
Yes. We serve 100% poverty. We can go as high as 130%, but we're usually full at 100% poverty. And whether we have a list of criteria, homeless, whether there's been domestic violence, there's a whole, and it's on a point system, and they get in based on a point system. But we do serve 100% poverty. And I know the school, so I'm not sure what the school system is now, but they changed their poverty rate where they allow more eligible kids in too. So, but we still serve 100%.
Okay. Do you have a waiting list?
Yes, we do. We have waiting lists all around, and one thing that we're doing this year is sending home our family advocates. We have a family advocate for every center we have. We have 20 centers, and they are going out to those who are on a waiting list, and they take them home activities to do while the child's waiting to get in. And if they can't get into the public preschool, but we are going to provide training for the parent, and books and activities that go along with our study starters and our curriculum in the home.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's really good.
Yeah.
So now, and now, you talked about how many centers do you have?
20.
Wow. So in Washington County, how many?
Yes, we have one, and it's on St. Catherine College campus. We have a building there that we own, and it's on their property. And right now, we're good to go to have Head Start there for the year. We have 28 children there, and because the rooms are a little smaller, but it's a beautiful facility. The teachers do wonderful there.
Okay. Now you don't have, at one time, did you have a center out at Willisburg at the school?
Yes.
Okay.
We had a center there, but what we did, the building where it was an old church building, and it didn't meet our program standards. So what we did blend 15 children with North Washington. So we pay North Washington so much for 15 children in order to go to the preschool program there. So we have a partnership there.
Okay,
with
well
them.
that's
Yes,
really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So, okay, so now, in addition to the 3 to 5-year-olds, you're this new program, which is for children ages infant to 2.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds like daycare.
Yes.
I guess in a way it is.
It is. Yes, we are under, daycare licensing, and
Right.
and what it is, it gives us an opportunity to work with the parent more. The parent can come in. We work with the child also. We also screen early if there's any developmental delays or anything that we're seeing, that we can go on and help get things going with this child. And there's a whole curriculum with this that our teachers, we have, actually we've hired teachers and they're Bachelor IEC teachers who actually will be working in the early Head Start. But it's
Their bachelor, what'd you say?
Early childhood education.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they have
Degree in early childhood
degree.
education.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and then we will, like I said, it's free of charge, and we're working with the parent and the baby, and they will be following a curriculum with this child, and it's all free.
So is the parent required to come in every day with the child? Is it?
No,
is it
they may be working.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll go into the home. There'll be a family advocate that works with the family, and they will go into the home and help with whatever they need. Maybe they want to build a home, have a home one day. So we work with them how to achieve that goal and get them all the resources they need in order to achieve that goal.
Wow.
Yeah.
So does that kind of coincide with the First Steps program or
Yes,
anything?
we actually get referrals
Okay.
from them. Yes.
Okay, you get referrals
Yeah,
from
we
them.
partner
so
with them.
Do you do partner with
Yes,
them too?
we'll partner with them.
Okay. And so it's like some of their occupational therapists or physical therapists and things will come into your program for children that have some disabilities?
Mhm.
Gosh,
Yes.
this is impressive.
Yeah, so it's just starting with them young. We've wanted this for a long time, and we actually put in for it a year ago, wrote the grant for it, but they approved it but didn't move the money over, but now the money is going to be moved over. It's in the process of being moved over. And we also have written an early Head Start expansion grant where we can expand. We want to have it here in Washington County also in St. Catherine.
And what is that? The early expansion grant?
Well,
Is that-
we're hoping to have 10 or
Increase-
12 babies and 1 year, 2-year-olds in the Head Start building at St.
here.
Catherine. Yes, here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So right now, you're just those children are in just
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Yes,
Okay.
and then in Meade County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we look at our community needs assessment, and that's where we felt the need was, and it's all data driven, based on the data of how many kids in poverty, young kids in poverty, and what the birth rate is. And so we felt like Lebanon, there was a need, and then also Meade, along with our community partners and board.
So okay. So now what is I know you have teachers in the classrooms, but you encourage a lot of volunteerism
Yes, yes,
by parents
yes,
who have children in the school.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you getting that?
Oh yes, we last year, to give you data, we had around $5,000 or $6,000 just in kind, what we call in kind. We have to get $957,000 in kind every year, and that's
Yeah.
volunteer hours
Yeah.
for our grant. Well, this last year we had $26,000 of volunteer time, and that's what we count as in kind. But it also encourages the parent to read to their child at home. They can, that's volunteer. They can come into the classroom and volunteer. They can sit on our policy council. We have a policy council with that shared governance. They help us make decisions with our program. We partner with a lot of community partners around. We're building those, and anything that they do.
Cabinet for Families and Children, I assume.
Yes, we do with even factories, hospitals. E-Town, we're working on a great partnership with Hardin Memorial Hospital right now. We work with daycare homes. We work with daycare centers. If the child maybe need a Brigance screening, we'll go in and do that for them.
You have staff
Yes.
that can do that?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, we'll do that. And so we really want, Head Start is really a community. It's really a community, and it belongs in the community. And the community, we want to work together
Yeah.
on this. It's
Yeah.
shared.
Yeah.
It's shared.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going. But we've got a lot of great community partners. But like you said, DCBS, we got First Steps. We've got
Of course, the schools. So
yes, the public schools. Yes, they're great. The Family Resource Center's there. We have our community, our CECC, our Community Early Childhood Council, that one of our staff is the president of. We
Health Department.
the health department. Yes, we.
You partner then with
Yes, and
all
you
of
think
our-
of 6 counties and all of that in 6 counties. It's
Yeah.
a lot, but we
Yeah.
have a lot of great community partners. We can't do it without community.
Right, right. Now, does the child goes is it 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, or is it
Yes.
Friday included?
It's 4 days a week, but
Okay.
we have applied for a duration grant. Our new performance standards just came out, and we're supposed to be on board with those by November 7th. They felt like full day, full year is best for a kid in Head Start. And so we are blended some half-day programs, and we wrote a grant, like say Radcliffe, and we've asked for a building.
A federal grant?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And also to increase our day,
I see.
so we would go 5 days a week.
Okay.
Yes, so it would still be maybe 6.5 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Okay. And those hours are from like, what, 8:30 or
yeah,
8?
8 or 8:30 till 2:33. Yeah. Mhm.
Pretty much the regular school day.
Mhm.
And you have the bus system, just the public school system provides the bus system, right?
I wish.
Oh, no?
And all those watching, I wish. No, we had to do away with transportation about 3 or 4 years ago. There was no way that we could afford it at the time. We right now have one bus that runs in Lebanon, and that's just to a daycare and back. We struggle with that. We would love for the school system. We would pay them to help transport our kids, but we're still working on that.
I think at one time you did have a contract with the school system, and I know that at one time they provided the transportation.
Well, they do if, like, for instance, North Washington, they'll take the Head Start kids that are blended there to school.
I see.
And I have to say, we have a field trip coming up, and Paul Terrell, they're volunteering their bus to come get our kids at St. Catherine and take them on a field trip, which we're very grateful for. We in Hardin County, where we're blended 80 children. Now, transportation is provided for them because they're going to the public school system.
Right.
But we don't have transportation.
For the ones that are actually going to the center.
Right.
That's not within the school system.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So,
We would love it.
yeah, that's
We would
that's
love
something
it.
we need to work on.
We
Yeah,
do.
I'm sure. Yeah,
We do. But
because that's a problem for parents. Who,
it is.
You know,
Who work. And
that work, yeah.
And that's what we try to do is help parents get jobs, help them find all the resources they need in order to work if that's what we want them to do. And sometimes if they do get a job and they have to go into work at 6 a.m., it's really hard. So that's why we're The bus will go to the daycare and pick up the children, and then they'll take them back.
So you've got 28 students here in Washington County out at St. Catherine, and then now how during the day, what is the focus on education through the day? Yes. I know there's nap time and there's lunch. They get a lunch every day, and then you know what does the teacher focus on now?
Yeah, what we have in Head Start, well, in the preschool, because we follow the creative curriculum, and I think a lot of the public schools here too, we follow the Kentucky core curriculum that they came out with, and that's what we follow also. So we'll have a study starter. Like last week, it was community helpers, and I know here in Washington County, Debbie Wakefield came out and she read to the children. They had the EMS and the fire truck come, and they talked with the children. And so everything they do is educational. Everything they do, whether it's the counting, the reading, the letter recognition,
things that are required for children to know before they go into kindergarten.
Yes.
So you know they need to know their colors and their shapes, I guess, and
rhymes,
numbers, and I guess now they want kids to be able to print.
They do.
And read.
They do. But we have a system in Head Start, and it's called CLASS. And what it is, our teachers are actually monitored, and we go out and we score them, and they have to be so high, and because we can't have slack teachers, you know, that gone are the days where a teacher just gets to teach because, you know, but they have to always be teaching, whether it's scaffolding, you know, using teaching techniques. And we work with the colleges around locally also to help get kids ready that graduate from college to be teachers, that they're ready to come in and do class. We're very strict about that, and Head Start is very strict about that also. So we have coach mentors in our program that go out and they'll help maybe a new teacher fresh out of college and help that teacher. And or if we see a problem with maybe the teacher's having some behavioral issues, we have a coach mentor that'll go out and help coach that teacher. And so we have some of those within our program.
Now, do the teachers used to? They didn't require a teaching certificate.
We do. Head Start standards say 50% of the teachers have to have, but we have 70% of our teachers have a bachelor's in early childhood.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, because
now we don't pay as much as a public school, but we're working on that, and that's been our dilemma. I always say we're a great feeder system for the public school system, because after we train them and
then they go
to the public school system. So that's okay, because we're all in this together.
Right.
You know, it's a community effort, so it's all right.
Right. Well, that's really good information. So now, if a parent wants to sign their child up for Head Start, how do they do that?
They can call the central office and they'll ask for Tammy Stanley, and the number is 270-692-2136. And feel free to call, because sometimes, you know, we have transient, you know, where someone may move, and then we just fill that slot up with another child.
Okay. So now, let's see, is that in the phone book, is that listed under just Community Action or Head Start?
I'm not sure. It may be under, but if you call Central Kentucky Community Action, they'll pipe it through to us. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, I'm just glad that it sounds like everything is just unbelievable, the things that Head Start is doing now.
Yes.
Way more than what I know it used to do.
Yes. And you know, Head Start in Kentucky brings $130 million to the state of Kentucky from the federal government, and it's great. You know, whereas the preschool is right around, they get about $90 million from the state to run preschool services. So Head Start is still very much a big player in this as far as bringing income into the state of Kentucky.
Yeah. Well, it brings income in, it
into
helps
your
children,
counties, right?
And brings in tax revenue,
right.
And in addition, it helps employ people as well.
Right. We have 110 employees.
110.
Yes.
So, and those are all your positions are filled. You're not in need of any.
We're always in need of substitutes. If anyone is interested, just come up and sometimes
Okay.
we'll be creative and create positions of what we need.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
So you're always in need
always
of
in
substitute.
need. Mhm.
Okay. And then I guess if anyone wants to volunteer, they just call the
Just
and
call
I don't
the
guess
office.
I don't guess they have to have a child in the school to volunteer.
No, and if they volunteer consistently, like come in every week at the same time, we would have to do background checks.
Yeah.
That's we're really big on safety and background
Right.
checks. We don't hire teachers in unless all the background checks are back
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I understand that.
But yeah,
That's a good policy. So, well, gosh, I'm just really glad to hear all about this program, and it's wonderful. I wish that we might have to expand that here in Washington County. It sounds to me like, Pam,
I
sounds
think
like
so.
we could
want
use
to.
that.
I think so. I think so.
And I know, of course, within all of our counties, you have to look at,
The birth rate.
birth rate, poverty level, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So,
And Washington County's been one of those that's had somewhat of a low birth rate for the last 5 years. Jason Simpson and I, we work very close together and make sure that we serve all the kids, and we're very aware of that low birth rate
Yeah.
here in Washington County. So it just needs
Yeah.
to pick up, I guess.
yeah, we need to get some
Fall
population
winter's
in it.
coming.
Yeah, we got to get things moving here. So, well, anyway, I want to thank you for being here today. I really do appreciate it. And so we want to remind people that if they have children that are eligible, or they don't have to know that they're eligible, they just need to call
Yes.
to apply for their child. And again, that's at Central Kentucky Community Action. Because your main headquarters is in Lebanon.
Yes.
And they can call that number at 270-692-2136.
Wow.
I know that number well. I've used it for
I
many
know you
years.
did.
So thanks again, Pam, for being here
All right,
today.
thank you, thank you.
And good luck on your grants.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.